Alright. No idea where we got to. Okay, I actually don't know where I got to. Looking over a dead body. I think, no, she's asleep, isn't she? Stolen ticket. Could the killer escape from the room? Ratchet's death. I don't know. No mustaches. Room 103. We know nothing about that. How do I... Oh, that's there's a button there. Go to the dining car. I have done the dining car. What have I to do? How's that? Oh, I have some people to interview. Investigate. Joanna Locke. That would be Joanna Locke then, wouldn't it? It's a cup of tea. Oh.
A cup of tea with white residue at the bottom.
Did she have sugar or is she poisoned? No, that's it. Interesting. Oh, what am I doing? Let's have a look at that one. Okay, so I'm going to need a code. Ah, I think this is your missing buttoned...
A briefcase and a wagon-lee conductor's jacket. And a button is missing.
Where am I supposed to know this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-digit number. No, I don't think I am supposed to know this. Unless I've got something in my inventory. I don't think I've caught any moustaches, or many. No, I've done that. You're an idiot. Can't do that. What am I supposed to do? Wake her up? Ah. I need to know more about this person. If I search a room, I've only found one of 4 things. How have I only found one of 4 things? Yeah, I got the sugar thing. That's in here, we found that. That's all that's in there. We've got the... What the hell's that? Is that just it saving? I really want to pick up the Moby Dick. Okay, I might need some help on that. Hints. I need to search her suitcase. Discover the code for her brief. I need to search her suitcase. Discover the code for her briefcase. Well, that's where I was at. I went into her suitcase. I cannot do anything.
A briefcase, and a wagon-lee conductor's jacket, and a button is missing.
That's all we've got. There's no anything else. Got that. There's literally nothing else there. No, I don't want to move it. Give her a slap. Wake up. She can't do anything other than... Okay. This is a... I'm obviously missing something. Like a professional safecracker, I must feel the lock's tumblers as they rotate and listen for distinctive clicks. Oh, good God. I gotta pick it.
No, that's mine. I never remember my passwords, so I make them easy ones. So, Poirot, any luck so far?
Shut up.
If you need a break, I can ask Jean to make you some coffee. We really need to find the combination. Poirot, I'm disappointed in you. I was certain you would have it by now.
Shut up.
Poirot, what if the briefcase is booby-trapped? Have you tried 0000? But of course you know what you're doing. It is booby-trapped, is it? Have you tried 1, 2, 3, 4?
Shut the
If
fuck
you need a break,
up.
I can ask Jean to make you some coffee.
Book. Silent like a mouse, please.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'll be quiet now. You need to concentrate. I will not utter another word.
I will punch you in your face.
There will be another murder on the Orient Express in a moment.
That's a clock. I say 17, but can't be sure.
She has a gun.
Come, Poirot. Criminals are often known to carry one.
Ratchet was stabbed, not shot. But then why take it on the train?
Driver's license.
Her driver's license confirms her identity. She is American.
These are fake IDs. It's certain.
Her driver's license.
These are fake IDs.
There's that cat. We had the cat earlier. We
The
made it.
stuffed animal is the same as in the photo found at the crime scene.
What a coincidence.
Mademoiselle Locke appears to have been investigating Monsieur Hatchet.
Mademoiselle Locke seems very interested in our victim.
Of course. She has studied her target.
Possibly. This badge says that Joanna Locke is an American detective with the Berkshire Police Department in Massachusetts.
An American police officer? Oh. Look, she's waking up.
That was convenient. I just finished watching
Thanks to
all your
you,
stuff.
I would not be surprised if our murder victim were also waking up.
What?
Oh, my head. What's all the yelling about?
Who are you? Give me a good reason why you should not be in handcuffs.
I can give you a reason, Book. Whose handcuffs will we use? I have none. Do you?
Well,
You are Joanna Locke, mademoiselle?
Yes, Joanna Locke. I'm a detective. Berkshire, Massachusetts Police.
I have found your credentials, mademoiselle.
And I know who you are, Mr. Poirot.
Then, if the introductions are complete, perhaps the explanations may begin.
I'll try. It's simple, really. I'm on the trail of a murderer.
I had just been promoted to detective after 5 years on patrol. It was my first time on a major case. It had been a month since Daisy Armstrong was kidnapped. The Armstrongs were desperate for some sign of hope. I was there only for paperwork, to fill in some blanks.
Ooh.
A topographical map. Often more important than a road map in these mountains.
Oh, where's this?
The investigation is now part of a pile of investigations, and my captain sent me here just to dot some I's and cross some T's.
Is that supposed to be clickable? No.
The crime was audacious. How could the kidnapper know which was the window of Daisy's room? No, they could use a ladder to reach it, and no, they could enter the room without being seen.
So a ladder was found outside the child's bedroom. It was used to remove Daisy from the house. Fair enough. The window, usually locked from the inside, was found open, which suggested an inside job. Four-wheel drive tracks were found in the woods near the house. No party guests drove a 4x4. Fair enough. After law enforcement protocols were in place, the Armstrongs followed the ransom demand instructions and paid the ransom of $1 million on March the 1st, which is 6 days. No, it's 28 in February, so 7 days after. Since then, there's been no further communication from the kidnappers, and Daisy has not been returned. The investigation is ongoing. Have $1 million ready. That's spelled wrong. In 2 to 3 days, we will inform you where to deliver the money. We caution you not to something public or talk to the go public or talk to the police. The child is in safe hand.
The misspellings are clearly on purpose, and they didn't return the child when the ransom was paid.
Name: John Armstrong, retired Colonel, British Army. hosting associations have raised money for a local museum. Of course they were. There was the Orient Express. Some of them. Then we had Suzanne screaming. Must have been about 10. So both said 10:45. Unless this is prompting what that was. My wife went upstairs. Suzanne was crying hysterically, so I slapped her, told her to calm down, have a cup of tea. Daisy was no longer in the bed, and that pillow was on the ransom
How could the
note.
child be taken with so many people in the house?
Quite easily. No one's looking. That's the wife. Last was about 10:30 when I went up checking out. There's a small window then. And it was a small window. I noticed Suzanne was not round. Daisy was sleeping peacefully. I stayed there for 10 minutes or so. So that means you just left.
I can't imagine the pain her parents felt when they realized Daisy was gone. How are they going to feel when they realize I have no answers for them? Only more questions.
Nanny. Ooh, that's a bad image. Computer error input. Deposition to be retaken.
That's why I'm here.
Alright.
A damn computer glitch. Or somebody pushed delete instead of save. Whatever happened, we lost the nanny's deposition. So my entire contribution to the investigation is to take it again.
Okay. Tell her I've got the day of the abduction in Armstrong's. 10:30 to 10:26 to Sonia. Oh, okay. John called someone Suzanne Moreau. That's the nanny, isn't it? Sonia, Suzanne, yeah. Suzanne. Okay, so Sonia, John, Suzanne called someone. Suzanne was on the phone. Okay, at that point, that must be to the police. Oh yeah, 911.
The phone record of the night of the kidnapping. The last call was for 911.
Gotta go and take the statement. Wish I'd have been able to drive here. We can drive around again. So we got that. Oh, is that get me back in? I'll get to. What crowd is that now? Sorry, I was too excited for that.
Good evening. Colonel Armstrong?
Yes. You're the detective they phoned about.
Joanna Locke.
I don't remember you.
I'm newly assigned to the case.
It's about time more detectives were involved. My wife, Sonia, she hasn't been herself. Every day is a waking nightmare for us. Tell me you've uncovered something new.
I'm here to speak to your daughter's nanny. There was a computer problem. Her earlier statement has been lost.
Oh, I see. We had hoped. Well, do as you wish. I won't be far if you need me.
Right. You're not going to get the nanny? Looks like the nanny. Oh, the cat. Can we play with the cat? Can't you can strike them all in Hogwarts. Ah, the games developers.
A toy train. Now here I am on a real one. Lyon, in France. What a lovely looking city.
Hello, are you Suzanne Moreau, Daisy's nanny?
Yes?
I'm Joanna Locke, a detective working on Daisy's case.
Is there any news?
I'm afraid not.
How can I help you?
I'm really sorry. I'm afraid I have to take your statement again concerning the evening of Daisy's disappearance. There was a computer problem. Your statement was accidentally deleted.
Of course. I want to help any way I can.
Tell me about that night in your own words.
The Armstrongs had a party to raise money for a museum, I think. Mrs. Armstrong is on her board. I was in charge of Daisy. I stayed with the little one all evening, playing with her and reading books to her. She couldn't sleep with all the noise and the comings and goings.
Tell me
again?
about that night in your own words.
The Armstrongs had a party
Got that.
to raise money for a museum, I think. Mrs.
Yeah.
Armstrong is on her board. I was in charge of Daisy. I stayed with the little one all evening, playing with her and reading books to her. She couldn't sleep with all the noise and the comings and goings.
You were on the phone for a long time.
When did you notice Daisy was missing?
I was only gone 5 minutes to phone my mother. She's in the hospital. When I returned, Daisy wasn't in her bed. I thought she might have gone to look at the party, but then I saw the ransom note on her pillow. I screamed and screamed. I couldn't stop.
Did you notice anything unusual before that?
I was with Daisy all evening. Finally, she fell asleep. I didn't see anyone else or notice anything in particular.
And Sonia has said you weren't there.
Do you have any idea who did this?
No! I can't see who could have done such a horrible thing. The Armstrongs are such good people. Like my own family.
Thank you for giving me your statement again. I'll get back to you if I have any questions.
I won't.
Weird armpits, lady.
Okay, I have Suzanne's statement, but her answers need some checking.
Can I see the file again? Right. She still, when I went up checking the room, I noticed Suzanne was not around. So 10:30, Suzanne was not around.
This information does not correspond to what Suzanne told me. Suzanne said she left Daisy alone for 5 minutes, but Mrs. Armstrong says she stayed with Daisy for a while and Suzanne did not return. That is a great detective job.
Yeah! So, oh, I wonder if I can click that. Can I click that? No. Those have been asked. Maybe I need to go and see. Yeah, because it wouldn't let me go if. It wouldn't let me go if I had still things to do with her at this point. I'm assuming that doesn't light up, and that's Sonia. Let's go and speak to Sonia then. Interesting.
A toy castle. When I was a kid, I had a police station and a tiny squad car with a siren that really worked.
Go you.
The world through the eyes of a child seems so sweet.
Mrs. Armstrong, my name is Joanna Locke. I'm a detective investigating the kidnapping of your daughter. May I talk to you? When is your baby due? Mrs. Armstrong? Sonia?
I don't want to talk. I just want to see my daughter again. That's all that matters.
The poor woman. I can't imagine how she feels. The detective gets it right.
Mrs. Armstrong? Let me show you this.
Daisy, my little Daisy. I miss her so much. How good it is to see her face.
I can't imagine the pain you're feeling right now.
She loved her little stuffed animal, Fluffy. She took him everywhere with her. The kidnappers took it as well. They didn't have to. That means they wouldn't hurt her, doesn't it?
Every lead will be followed up. You have my word on that.
Thank you. I shouldn't lose hope. Somehow.
I know it isn't my case, but I just made a promise, and I mean to keep it.
Do you know where I can find Miss Moreau?
She's in her room. Last door on the left.
Tell me about the night Daisy was taken, especially anything about your daughter and Suzanne Moreau.
Apart from seeing to our guests, I took a moment to check on Suzanne and Daisy in Daisy's room. Suzanne wasn't there, but Daisy was asleep. I sat with her for 10 minutes or so. Suzanne didn't return while I was there, but there's no reason for her to sit there all night when Daisy is asleep. I went back downstairs.
May I come back if I have more questions?
Of course. Anything I can do.
Okay, the stories Sonia and Suzanne tell don't match. I should recheck my file and track Suzanne's movements.
Select another one. It doesn't match the Miss Monroe. Oh, because she was on the call for like ages.
That is not exactly what Suzanne told me earlier. Suzanne was on the phone more than 5 minutes. That's it. No rookie mistake there.
Okay, I have to confront Miss Monroe about our phone call. You there, bad person, lying to police. Still can't play with a cat? Still can't play with a cat.
If I understand you correctly, you left Daisy when she was not asleep?
The party was very loud. Daisy was too wound up to sleep. I read her a Motley Mule detective story to try and put her to sleep. Daisy finally fell asleep. Right before Motley Mule solved his case in the book I was reading her. I had to make a quick phone call. No more than 5 minutes. But when I came back, Daisy was gone.
Nope.
Are you sure you were only gone for 5 minutes?
5, 6, what does it matter? It was very quick.
You say you were only away 5 or 6 minutes, But Mrs. Armstrong says she was alone there more like 10 minutes. And the phone record shows that you stayed on the call for more than 30 minutes, way longer than you said.
My mother is extremely ill. It's difficult for me. I may have lost track of time. When I came back, Daisy had disappeared. It must have been a coincidence.
You have to be precise, Suzanne. A little girl's life is at stake.
Why are you doing this? I didn't do anything wrong. I would never hurt Daisy.
I need to check Suzanne's story. She's panicking. Why now? What is she afraid of?
They're all 20 similar called 535 2140. 21 40.
Score. 1 for the good guys.
The number you have called is not in service at this time. Please hang up and dial again, or contact your service provider.
The number Suzanne called is not in service? A hospital?
That's rubbish, ain't it, mate? Come back to that.
I should see if the Armstrongs can confirm what Suzanne told me.
Reconstruct the facts. There. What? No, that's never gonna work. I'm going to come back to that one.
I spoke with Suzanne. She was phoning her mother. That's why you didn't see her when you went to check on Daisy.
Yes, her mother. I tried to call the poor woman earlier that week, but the hospital said she's been in a medically induced coma for more than 2 months.
Suzanne told me she called her mother, but she would have known her mother was in a coma.
Maybe the next one is to talk to Mr. Armstrong.
How are you doing? Are you holding up?
You know, in the military, you're supposed to have the stiffest of upper lips. The Desert War taught me that soon enough. But this, it's difficult. Damned difficult. Harder on my good lady, of course.
Gosh darn it, that's how we all speak over here.
Do you know where I can find Miss Moreau?
No, we
Her
know.
room is upstairs across the hall
I should have asked this.
Daisy's.
Okay,
She
no, it
seldom
is.
leaves it.
Did you see Miss Moreau during the party?
I remember seeing her at some point, but otherwise, no. I was too busy with my guests. Wear the smile, shake the proffered hand.
Ms. Moreau told me she called her mother.
Well, why not? I believe they are very close, and the poor woman is not well. She needs some experimental treatment that isn't available yet in France.
Okay.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
We have that. You construct the facts then. Alright, so he does that. Then he goes into the front door. He climbs the stairs. Then he nicks the baby. And then he just walks down the stairs.
Hey, I'm a pretty good detective after all. The kidnapper places a ladder under the window to Daisy's room. Then he joins the party. Just one guest in the crowd. He somehow knows when Suzanne leaves the room, then sneaks upstairs. He opens Daisy's window, carries her down the ladder, and vanishes.
Oh.
Their fairy tale became a nightmare.
Ah.
Shiny facial hair. The good news is that it's gold.
You just nicked gold from someone's house. Anything behind it? Nope.
What a dear child. What a dear child. Sympathy and support for the Armstrong family during this difficult time. Thoughtful, but never enough.
I'll get there. Not sure what I'm supposed to do now. Let's go back to see Miss Monroe. Kitty cat.
The number you called that night is no longer in service.
I don't understand. That's the number the hospital gave me to call my mother's room.
The number you called that night... You told me you were on the phone with your mother when Daisy was abducted.
As we said earlier, I didn't pay attention and was on the phone longer than I said. But since my mother is very ill, she had to leave her hometown, Lyon, because the treatment is not approved yet in France. She is in an hospital in Boston for a special treatment. I call her every night to check on her. When I came back, Daisy was gone. I'll never forgive myself.
Well, she was in a coma.
Are you sure you called your mother?
Yes, every night since she was admitted in December.
Suzanne, I think you really care for Daisy. If you do, then tell me the truth. You can't have been calling your mother while she's in a coma.
My mom really is in a hospital in Boston. She really is in a coma. I wasn't calling her. I was on the phone with my boyfriend, Noah.
Why lie about it? Why are you panicking?
Because he's gone. I haven't heard from him since the night of the kidnapping. I'm afraid he's somehow connected to Daisy's disappearance. That he was just using me somehow. But I swear I talked to him. Yes, for more like 30 minutes that night. So he couldn't have kidnapped Daisy at the same time we were talking.
But he could have kept you talking so someone else could take Daisy.
Yes, you can see why I lied. Can't you? I was afraid you'd suspect me of having something to do with it. You can understand that, can't you?
Suzanne, I want to believe you, but you've made it harder to find Daisy. Do you realize that?
Oh my God. What have I done?
What's most important is not what you've done,
It's
but
what
what
you
you do
do.
now. Go. I'll be back to talk to you. No more lies, Suzanne. For Daisy. No more lies. Noah. The name might lead us to that little girl. I am on this case now, whether my captain wants me to be or not.
Come on. French to English Dictionary. 5 fundamentals of explaining Linda DeSalle, maybe? Romeo and Julieta. Okay, so we got the Motley Mule Detective. That is a book. This looks like
A locked diary? Let's see if I can shine some light on its secrets. A locked diary? A locked diary? Let's see if I can shine some light on its secrets.
okay, somewhere there's going to be a key. Around the world in 80 days. I think it's Jules Verne. Red is the Night. And the Princess of Cleves. Okay.
A card from the
No.
florist. It's signed N.
That's Noel then, isn't it? And then hopefully in here will be a key. Ah, Les Miserables.
Huh.
4.
Huh.
That's a glasses case.
What's in the glass case? Oh, big surprise. Glasses.
Someone had to write that. Brick.
An Eiffel Tower keychain, but no key.
Key.
I expect Suzanne must have gone through a lot of tissues these past weeks.
Nothing else there.
Small jewelry box. By the size, I'm guessing earrings.
Oh, no, a key.
Why put a key in a jewelry box?
The book was in here, and it was that one.
That doesn't work.
What?
That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Okay, Suzanne. Let's see what you haven't told me.
February the 9th. Lit the park with Noah. I can tell he's opening up more and more with me. Why is she writing in English? I chatted on about my job. I told him how much I liked the Armstrongs, especially Daisy, smiley face. I really feel like he's invested in our relationship. That kind of man is so rare these days. Great, less than 3. There's only less than 3 of them. Sorry. February the 14th, Valentine's Day. Noah and I went to the Blue Lagoon, our favourite restaurant, for lunch. It was wonderful at first, but then something happened. Noah received a text message, I don't know what it was, but he said we had to leave. He wouldn't say anything else. Instead, we went away somewhere in the mountains. Finally, we arrived at the cabin in the middle of nowhere. He told us to stay in the car. Not very romantic. Valentine's Day. 23rd. Noah gave me flowers. Those ones there. They should be dead by now. He's usually very attentive, but despite everything, I felt he was more distant today. I hope he is well. I would like to be more present for him, but I don't want to interfere in his private life. You are his private life if you're dating. It's been a while since I wrote this diary. I didn't have the strength, and I think this is the last time I'll write in it. My dear Daisy was kidnapped, and I haven't heard from Noah since that day. It was the night Daisy was taken. He talked. I left Daisy too long and now he's gone. She's gone, sorry. I thought he loved me, but he just never called again or anything. He hasn't replied to my messages since the night Daisy. I'm lost. It's my fault Daisy is gone. I didn't watch over her.
I can see why Suzanne didn't tell me everything about this, Noah. It's clear when he disappeared that she realized something was very wrong.
What was that thing that popped up? Reached. No more about a boyfriend. I need to check the right now. He's still information much more his boyfriend. And more. Okay, that's just. So, we need to know more about Whisper. We need to check the entertainment of his boyfriend. Right now, he's still a mystery. Right. So, we've done all that. Where's the cat gone? The train. He's sat there. Where's Mrs. Moreau gone? Ms. Moreau. Into that room. We can get into this room. Can we get into Daisy's room? No. Might not need to talk to her. Oh, the cat.
Can you tell me anything about Suzanne's boyfriend?
I know she dated our chauffeur for a while. there was someone else she'd met recently, but I don't recall his name.
Okay. Still can't play with a cat. What is wrong with games developers? Don't put a cat in a game if you can't play with a cat. You've got to know.
Know anything about Miss Morrow's boyfriend?
Her boyfriend? I know she went out with someone for a while there. More recently, I saw a man in a 4x4 who would pick her up on her nights off. He never got out of his car, just waited for her. She did seem to spend more time than usual on the phone these past few weeks, but she worked hard. We weren't going to begrudge her what free time she had. Since the abduction, she keeps pretty much to herself.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
These tire tracks could well be from Suzanne's boyfriend's 4x4. That's it. No rookie mistake there.
I imagine these flowers must have been beautiful. Who gave them to you?
The gardener. They're getting pretty wilted, but I hate to throw them away.
Tell me about your boyfriend. Have you been together long?
My boyfriend? Why? He doesn't have anything to do with this.
Please, Suzanne, the sooner you answer my question, the sooner we'll be done.
His name is Noah Garrity. I met him at a Lunar New Year party in Great Barrington. He is a kind and caring person. Although, well, I miss him. He had to go away on business. He should be back.
Wait, what? No, he didn't. His diary says he's buggered off. No, he's gone on business.
Tread marks of a four-wheel drive vehicle were found outside the garden on the night of the kidnapping. Noah drives one, doesn't he? Where is he, Suzanne? If you know anything more about him, you have to tell me.
I know what you're thinking, but it's impossible. He was very nice to me. He never did anything to make me suspicious. We went out to eat, to the movies. Just like a normal couple. He's not the only man in the Berkshires who drives that kind of car.
There we go. I know what you're thinking, which one.
You really didn't notice anything strange about Noah until he vanished?
He could get moody at times, as if he had a lot on his mind.
You mentioned the Blue Lagoon. Why?
I don't know. I never thought about it. I guess he liked the place.
That makes sense.
Anything odd about the day you went to the movies?
No, nothing. People do that on dates.
I have to ask, Suzanne. We have to cover everything.
In your diary, you say that Noah took you to a cabin in the mountains on Valentine's Day.
You read my diary?
I'm sorry, but we have to find Daisy. We both want that. So yes, I looked in your diary.
You're right. He took me to a cabin in the woods. I waited for him in the car. He came out after a few minutes. He was very sweet and apologetic, but he never explained. We went back to the restaurant for dessert.
Did you ever go back to the cabin with him?
No. Never.
So what made Noah drive all the way to a cabin in the middle of nowhere? He left her in the car. Why was he there? This is important. I know it is. I can use Suzanne's directions to the cabin and compare them to the map of the area I have in my car.
Oh, yeah. Cross 2 bridges, some thick woods, and then they pass the cornfield into the area. No, okay. Two bridges.
Thanks to the information Suzanne gave me, I should be able to find the cabin on this map.
Okay. We left town and crossed 2 bridges. Oh gosh. Either where are you now? Left town. That's the thing. Then past the cornfield on the left, and then trees and more trees. Finally, we stopped outside of a cabin. Oh god, this is not easy. Okay. It's the pigeon. Forest apart. Okay. Rivers and bodies of water are blue. Forest and park. So we left town. That is got to be classed as town. And crossed over 2 bridges. That's 1 bridge. That's 2 bridge. Some thick woods. Then past the cornfield. I don't think that's right on the right. I think that's on the wrong side. Then more trees.
That can't be the right place.
No. Oh, we went. No. Wait, we could have come over here and went. No. See, that's... Oh, I could have been, wait, 1 bridge? 2 bridges. No, see... Unless this is town. And we came... No. We left town and crossed 2 bridges. 1, 2 bridges, you see, and then some thick woods, then past the cornfield on the left.
Probably not here. That doesn't really match. That can't be the right place. That doesn't really match.
I don't really want hints, but the city she came from is the one on the left. Oh, I got that bit. She crossed 2 bridges. So if we went north, one, 2 bridges.
probably not here.
No. We left town and crossed 2 bridges.
That can't be the right place. Probably not here.
Oh. Cabin is in columns GH or I. Oh. Right, yeah, so we went over these 2.
That doesn't really match. I got it. The cabin has to be here. I have to find that cabin. I hope I'm not too late.
Do we get to drive? Oh, let me drive.
Okay, here is this famous cabin. Let's investigate. Hello? Is anyone there? Nobody. I can't just waltz in without a warrant. Noah brought Suzanne to this dump on Valentine's Day? What a romantic.
You know it wasn't that.
If only I could see what's inside. That barrel is sturdy enough. I could climb on it.
There we go. Oh.
It's Daisy's plush toy. If Fluffy is here, the kidnapper has been here. I have to get inside this cabin. It's Daisy's plush toy. If Fluffy is here. Empty wine bottles. Somebody has been here lately. Ugh, an old hunting trophy starting to melt.
Okay. Doesn't look like there's anything.
A maul for splitting wood. Perfect for attacking doors. Look at that. A broken door to investigate. No need for a walk. Some people seem to have played here before. Some boxes. I wonder what they were used for. A lot of tools. I guess somebody noticed the cabin was about to fall down.
It's unlikely, but that's what they're for.
The stove is cold. Nobody's been here recently.
Yes, the kid isn't really there.
The floor is scratched and worn in this area. The sofa must have been moved a lot. Damn, it's booby-trapped. If I move, it could go off, and that countdown tells me it wants to go off anyway.
What the hell? Symbols of the three wheels must coincide with each other. Okay. Oh, this isn't going to be well. That's it. Oh God, you're having a laugh now, aren't you? Ah! God, that's got complicated. I have to disconnect the cable with the flashing light. Oh, that's not it. Do we get a do-over?
Since I'm telling this story to you, Mr. Poirot, you should be able to deduce I didn't blow myself up. Let's see if I can remember how I defused the bomb.
Thank God for that. Okay, so the middle one comes in, it goes over to... Oh, this is doing my head in. No, right, so... That comes into there, goes to there, which is that one. It comes down to there, which is that one. Which comes down to there, which is that one. Which comes up to there. God. I think it's that one now. It's not that one.
Since I'm telling this story to you, Mr. Poirot, you should be able to deduce I didn't blow myself up. Let's see if I can remember how I diffused the bomb.
For the second module, I have to disconnect the bottom cable. Okay, so yeah, I just got to celebrate. So, okay, so that goes down to that one, which goes over to that one. So that's the top one. This bottom one's the annoying one. It's really hard. Shouldn't have started with the bottom one. Okay, so it comes in, it goes up to there, which comes down to the bottom, which goes up to there, which comes down to that one, which must go to there, which goes across, in fact, the middle one, because we've done the other two, we've blown up twice. Oh god. How do you play with this one? I have to free the battery by unlocking the pistons that block it. Okay.
Okay, so far so good.
Not sure what I did
Wow,
there.
I wonder if that's how close it was. This would have ended my investigation right here. These rods are heading towards the canisters. It must be the trigger for the explosion. I smell a strong, sweet smell. Damn. I think these are filled to the brim with diethyl ether. Incredibly flammable. It looks like the kidnappers wanted to utterly destroy this place and whoever opened this hatch. A wooden crate? I have to open it.
Maybe the dead girl.
Oh no.
The dead girl.
Daisy. No.
I called in my discovery of the body. Then there was nothing I could do except protect the site for forensics. The forensics team arrived an hour later, cordoned off the cabin with crime scene tape, and went to work, looking for physical evidence, fingerprints, testing for fluids, DNA, any clues science can uncover.
They removed Daisy's body. The autopsy would take place in the morning. But I had one more stop to make.
Oh no!
That night, I swore to find the monster who killed that child. Ratchet on train saw me? How? Daisy.
She was awake?
And then she collapsed again.
I take the responsibility. She was weaker than I realized.
Oh.
Lie still while I examine you. Pupils dilated?
I'm all right.
You are far from all right. You have been heavily sedated. Your pulse is very weak.
I have to finish my story. Ratchet can't escape again. Can't escape.
Have no fear of that, mademoiselle. Ratchet will not escape.
We must hear her story.
This woman needs rest. I will let you know when she is recovered enough to continue. But I warn you, it will be some time.
I understand, Doctor. Thank you.
I have completed my preliminary examination of the deceased. I think that it will interest you.
Indeed it will. And I have other witnesses to interrogate. You are right. Let's not put this poor woman in danger. There will be plenty of time for her to finish her story when she has recovered. By all means, tell me the results of your examination. I'm right again. That happens to me a lot. Can you estimate the time of death?
Rigor mortis was advanced, but not complete. I estimate the death occurred between midnight and 2 in the morning.
That tallies with the witness statements I've collected so far. What is the cause of death?
Multiple stab wounds to the upper torso. It's odd there are no signs of a struggle. That might indicate one of the first wounds was enough to kill him.
It seems that Monsieur Ratchet had taken sleeping pills during the night.
Ah, that would explain the lack of defensive wounds.
Mr. McQueen and Mr. Masterman told me that Monsieur Ratchet didn't smoke. Can you confirm this?
I can't say without a more extensive post-mortem.
What can you tell me about the stab wounds?
I counted 12 in all. 1 or 2 are so slight as to be practically scratches. On the other hand, at least 3 would be capable of causing death. The angle of the wounds is instructive. Most appear to have been struck by a right-handed person. But you see, this one, under the right armpit, it's not a deadly blow, given the depth, but a right-hander couldn't have done it. It was most certainly struck with the left hand.
So, our murderer is left-handed. No, it is more difficult than that, is it not?
As you say, Mr. Poirot, some of these other blows are just as obviously right-handed.
Do we have a first and second murderer, as the great Shakespeare would put it? The first murderer stabs his victim and exits left, turning off the light. Then a second murderer comes in the dark, does not see his or her work has been done, and stabs a dead body.
Magnificent.
You think so? I'm glad. It sounds to me a little like nonsense. Thank you, Doctor. Excellent work under difficult circumstances. Please let me know when I may speak again with Mademoiselle Locke.
Of course.
Even a smoker might innocently turn me down. Yes, that's certainly a good place to start. Book doesn't smoke. Even if he did, I doubt he would remember. I don't remember any... Yes, I have personally seen some passengers smoking. I just have to remember who they were. Yes, I suppose it's likely they will give me the list of who smokes what. Et voilà.
What are the links between photo of Daisy, stuffed animal? Yeah.
My little gray cells did not let me down.
No, I don't know about that now. I haven't remembered any of that. Okay. Right. Sorry.
Captain Arbuthnot, I beg your pardon, but could you answer a few questions for me?
I'm grateful you found my ticket, Poirot, but now is not convenient.
I certainly didn't expect such a resistance.
Oh, this is my room. Why do I keep having to look in here? Because I'm an idiot. Can't go out for a walk.
Most of the passengers pass by the bar during the day. They eat, drink, write. Maybe I can use this information for my investigation. No, not good. No, it is a flight of...
Good job.
Yes, it could work. He appears to be an observant young man and serves the passengers regularly.
Nice.
Yes, if I ask them to write something trivial, they may do it instinctively with their dominant hand.
Good.
Yes, I will remember which people use their right or left hand.
I haven't remembered who smoked, so I can't
I'm
remember.
right again. That happens to me a lot. Mademoiselle Debenham, I have a few questions for you.
Of course.
Let's start with your movements last night.
There's little to tell. I went to bed and slept.
Did you know the man who was killed?
I saw him for the first time during lunch yesterday.
Did you notice anything about him?
Well, if I believed in auras, I might say he seemed dark.
Would you mind writing your address on this paper for me?
Not at all.
She's a right-handed.
That's it. Mademoiselle Debenham is right-handed. Do you recall what time Mademoiselle Olsen went to get some aspirin from Madame Hubbard?
I remember glancing at the clock. She left our room just after 10:30 p.m.
Was she away for a long time?
About 5 minutes.
That confirms what Madame Hubbard told me.
Glad you remember it, because I
Do you
can't.
smoke by any chance?
No, I never have.
Do you own a scarlet nightgown?
No, it isn't mine.
Whose then?
I don't know. What do you mean?
You do not say, I have no such thing. You say, it isn't mine, meaning that you know who it belongs to, am I correct?
Oh, I see. No. I woke up this morning about 5 a.m. with the feeling that the train had been standing still for a long time. I opened the door, and I saw someone in a scarlet kimono some way down the corridor. Her back was turned. It was impossible to see who it was.
I understand. Thank you for your assistance, mademoiselle.
I do need to wee. That's control.
Mademoiselle, I am sorry to disturb you, but I need to ask you a few questions.
Are you the investigator?
I am.
We are lucky you are on the train. What do you want to know?
I hear, mademoiselle, that you were the last person to see the murdered man alive.
I do not know. It may be so. I opened the door of his compartment by mistake. I was much ashamed. It was a most awkward mistake.
You actually saw him?
Ja, He was reading a book.
And what did you do after that, mademoiselle?
I went into the American lady, Mrs. Hubbard. I asked her for some aspirin, and she gave it to me. I usually carry extra aspirin for the refugees, but I gave mine to a camp in Turkey. They needed it more than me.
I wasn't really listening.
I must admit I'm not right this time. Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer. I do not think that's the right answer. No, not good.
The shy nurse.
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth. Et voilà.
Did Mrs. Hubbard ask you whether the communicating door between her compartment and that of Monsieur Ratchet was bolted?
Yes.
And was it?
Yes.
And after that, what did you do?
After that, I went back to my compartment, took the aspirin, and lay down. That was around 10:50 p.m.
Is there anyone else in your compartment?
Yeah, a young English lady. Very nice, very amiable.
After the train left Vinkovsky, did she leave the compartment?
No, I am sure she did not.
Why are you so sure, if you were asleep?
I sleep very lightly. I am used to waking at a sound. I am sure that if she had come down from the berth above, I should have awakened.
Did you yourself leave the compartment after that?
Not until this morning.
Do you have a scarlet silk kimono, mademoiselle?
No, indeed. I have a good comfortable dressing gown of Jaeger material.
Do you smoke, mademoiselle?
No, I can't stand the smell of tobacco.
Perhaps you will be so amiable as to write me down your address.
With pleasure.
Is she going to write the next line? Oh no, she's going to overwrite the top.
Mademoiselle Olsen is indeed right-handed.
This was a very interesting conversation, mademoiselle. I thank you.
If you have any other questions, I'll be in my compartment. Good luck, Mr. Poirot.
Oh god, I can't remember.
No, not good. I do not think that's the right. Strange, this story. If Mademoiselle Olsen is such a light sleeper, why didn't she tell me about Mademoiselle Debenham getting out of bed? She even made a point to tell me the opposite. My little grey cells did not let me down.
Mine did.
Monsieur Fauché, may I disturb you for a moment?
Of course. How can I help?
It is, of course, about the murder of Monsieur Ratchet. Can you tell me your movements last night?
I understand. Yesterday evening, I took a break at Vinkovsky station with Hotaru. We then went to our quarters in the staff accommodations, a section of the luggage car. Freya was there, reading, and I went to bed right after. Freya is there now, I think, and Hotaru is in the kitchen. They can verify my story.
What time was this?
11:30 p.m. or a bit after. The snow is beginning to fall heavily.
I see. Thank you. Can you write your address on this paper, please?
You want to pay me a visit?
Who knows, Monsieur Fauché?
He's also right-handed.
He is right-handed, there can be no doubt.
Are you a smoker?
I'm trying to quit, but yes. I'm now down to just 1 pack of cigarettes a week. If you're looking for a heavy smoker, you should talk to Hotaru.
Thank you, Monsieur Fauché. I'll come back to you if I have more questions.
I'll observe her instead.
He's right-handed, by the way.
I'll observe her instead. I'll keep an eye on them instead. This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
Alright, sorry. So we've got right hand, right hand, and right hand. I think.
My little grey cells did not let me down.
So, Poirot, I hope you are progressing in your investigation.
I have not finished yet, but it is progressing, yes. I still have many questions that must be answered. I will report to you as soon as I can.
He doesn't look good.
Ah, Monsieur Maury, would you have a few minutes to give me? I have some questions to ask you.
Do I I look like I can answer questions? The room is spinning. My head is about to explode.
You were celebrating last night?
Celebrating? When Freya always wins? Ah, what am I saying? If you want my answers to your questions to make sense, help me recover. You see there, the magnet on the fridge. That is my special recipe. I call it my day after survival tonic. If you could make me my special tonic, I might survive long enough to answer your questions. Jean knows the recipe very well. He can help you with the preparation.
Very well, Monsieur Maury. If I must, I must. I will make you your day after survival tonic. That was easy.
Half a lemon juice, 15 centiliters of fresh sparkling water, 6 mint leaves, 5 centiliters of ginger juice. Ugh. That is mint. Nope. So they have to type what? How do I get to the day type what? Inventory. Lemon juice, ginger. I've still got the mint leaves. Need some lemon juice, water, ginger.
I can use this lemon squeezer to get juice if I find fruit. I'm missing half of the tonic ingredients.
What are we missing? We're missing. So we got mint, lemon. So we need sparkling water, ginger juice. Sparkling water and ginger juice. Sparkling water. And a bit of ginger.
I have all the ingredients for Monsieur Maury's tonic. I have to go and see Monsieur Fauché so he can prepare it for me.
Mr. Fauché is in the bar.
Monsieur Fauché, may I disturb you for a moment?
Of course. How can I help?
Monsieur Fauché, I need your help to prepare a cocktail.
What is this phrase? This is music to my ears. What can I fix for you? A mojito? A gin and tonic? Or perhaps a martini? Shaken, not stirred?
It's not for me, but for Monsieur Maury.
Ah, his day after survival tonic. Unfortunately, I know it well.
Here is everything that was listed on the magnet.
Excellent! I can take it from here. Mr. Poirot, I'm uncertain about the lemon juice. Is it half a lemon or a full lemon for the recipe?
It was half a lemon.
Half a lemon.
I can't remember if Hotaru prefers it with ginger or without. Do you remember?
With ginger.
I can assure you that he will want the ginger.
There you are, sir. Hotaru will be himself again.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Here you go, Mr. Maury. I hope this will help you.
Thank you very much. Please give me a moment. While this takes effect, it will be a while, I'm afraid. But I will not move from the kitchen.
Since I have to wait, do you know where I can find Mademoiselle Nielsen?
She is in the staff quarters in the luggage car. If the door is locked, John will have the key.
Thank you. I will return. I hope you have a speedy recovery.
It's locked. It's locked.
Mm-hmm. Ask Mr. Foucher to observe. Mr. Foucher to observe. Right. Mr. Foucher's definitely the barman, isn't he? Yeah.
Monsieur Mori told me that you are the one who has the key to open the luggage car door. I will need it.
Yes, that's right. Here it is. Please don't forget to give it back to me.
I will not forget, Monsieur Fauché. I have a favor to ask. Could you visit the passengers who are in their rooms and explain there has been an error with their allergy and diet form?
But, Monsieur Poirot, I
There has
made no
not.
errors.
Of course not. Call it a computer error.
Yes, it is possible, but even if I can see this is part of your investigation, I do not understand it.
I would ask that you observe which hand each passenger uses.
Ah, you wish to know if they use the right or left hand when they write?
That is my intention.
I will take on this mission for you.
Excellent. That's it. It's open now. Empty rum bottles. A deck of cards. I suspect they were reading diamonds and spades instead of books. Hello, Mademoiselle Nielsen. May I ask you a few questions?
I don't have a minute. My career is ruined, and it's not my fault.
But how did this terrible thing come to pass?
My supplies, passenger luggage, our living space. There's so little room. I gave the cargo handlers in Istanbul strict instructions how to stack my crates containing the ingredients I need for my desserts, so as one box is used up, it can be discarded.
And these fools of cargo handlers did not follow your instructions?
Ignored completely. I have 4 crates that must be moved from there to here to correct the order they are stacked. But placing the wrong crate on top of a smaller crate will crush it, its contents, and my career.
Calm yourself, mademoiselle. I understand. So, the problem is these 4 crates must be moved there, but carefully.
Yes. I have to move these 4 boxes from this location to here. But there's
Really?
not much space to move the boxes, and I have to be careful never to put a bigger box on top of a smaller one, or the smaller crate will be destroyed.
The problem is clear. I shall assist you. Et voilà.
Et voilà.
A lifesaver.
Or at least a dessert saver.
Thank you, thank you. I will gladly answer your questions.
Join me for dinner in the reception. Ah oui.
Can you tell me your movements of last night?
Last night after dinner, I stayed in the kitchen until 12:15 a.m. Then I joined Jean and Hotaru in our quarters. Then we Then all of us read quietly in our beds until we fell asleep.
A very studious staff. However, Monsieur Maury doesn't seem to have followed the same literary pursuit as the others. And these rum bottles, do they have something to do with his hangover? I rather think that you didn't just read last night.
What makes you say that?
I spoke to Monsieur Maury. He seemed to be quite hungover. He even asked me to make him his day after tonic. He blurted out, "Freya always wins." Wins what? Looking around, it is clear you were gambling and drinking most of the night.
You don't understand. It's late when we're off duty, but we need to unwind. And now there's been a murder? Yes, I admit it. We went overboard last night. But please don't tell Mr. Book. It's against regulations. We could all be fired.
Mademoiselle, I realize your difficult jobs have been made more difficult. But as you say, there has been a murder. I must have the truth.
Of
Murder,
course.
murder, murder.
I'm so sorry.
It's not such a crime. I'll leave it there and check in with Monsieur Fauché. Would you mind writing your address on this paper? I'm asking everyone on the train for addresses, in case I need to contact them once they leave the train in Paris.
I understand.
Yes, that's it. Mademoiselle Niersen is right-handed. Do you smoke?
No, I never have.
Thank you. Thank you for your answers, Miss Nielsen.
You're welcome.
Come to Poirot, my exquisitely sculpted friend. How are you?
It's better. Thank you.
Then may I ask you some questions? It will not take long.
Quickly, please. I have hungry passengers to feed.
Très bien. Can you tell me your movements last night?
Oh, nothing special. When I went off duty, I joined John and Freya in a compartment. I read for a short while, then went to bed early.
Reading? I'm not sure you have recovered enough to tell me the truth. Don't waste what little energy you have recovered to lie, Monsieur Maury.
Yes, sorry, Mr. Poirot. You're right. It obviously wasn't reading that made my head hard like that. But if you told Monsieur Book, it could mean my job.
I will keep your secret, but I am investigating a murder. You must tell me the truth.
Thank you.
Please, write your address on this paper.
My address? I don't see why.
I think I hear Monsieur Book approaching.
My address? Yes, of course.
Another right-handed person. Not surprising, most people are. You are a heavy smoker.
My job. It is very stressful.
Would you happen to know who vapes on the train? A banana flavor?
Oh, yes. The smell disgusts me. What is wrong with a good tobacco?
I do not have time to answer that. Who is it?
I've only seen one person who vapes. It's Captain Arbuthnot.
Captain Arbuthnot, I see. Your testimony was invaluable to me, thank you. Take care, Monsieur Maury. My palate depends on your good health. Here is your key. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
About the little favor I asked of you.
Aha, but of course. I was able to get new allergy forms from guests who were in their compartments. Monsieur McQueen, Monsieur Masterman, Count and Countess Andreni, they are all right-handed. I also asked Princess Dragomirov, but she had her assistant, Madame Schmidt, sign for her. She is right-handed as well.
You have exceeded my expectations. Well done. Thank you, Monsieur Fauché. I'll come back to you if I have more questions. Are you a smoker?
No, definitely not. Filthy habit.
Right. Are you a smoker?
Indeed.
Do you smoke e-cigarettes?
No. Tobacco only.
Yes. Are you a smoker?
Yes, sir. I have a cigarette now and then to relax.
Great. Are you a smoker?
Yes, I smoke cigarettes. I've tried to quit, but no luck.
Fantastic. That's the right answer.
Abernaut. So Abernaut is, we go into this. Abernaut is U106.
Captain Arbuthnot, I know that you are the only person on this train to smoke e-cigarettes. We found a vial of e-liquid at the crime scene. Will you talk to me about this, or should I pass on what I've learned to the police?
All right. Come in if you must.
I have just a few questions for you.
Very well. Let's hear them.
The young English lady, Mademoiselle Debenham, was at the Tocatlian Hotel. Perhaps you met her there?
We exchanged a few words. Fellow Brits abroad, that sort of thing.
What can you tell me about Mademoiselle Debenham?
Nothing whatsoever. We barely spoke.
The director of the Orient Express, Monsieur Bouc, thinks the assassin is a woman.
And that is enough to accuse her? She had nothing to do with this murder.
How can you be so certain?
The idea is absurd. Ratchet was a perfect stranger to her. She'd never seen him before.
Ah, did she tell you so?
Well, yes, maybe she did. She may have commented once upon his somewhat unpleasant appearance. If a woman is concerned, as you seem to think, to my mind, without any evidence, I can assure you that Miss Debenham could not possibly be implicated.
It is clear that the captain is defending Miss Debenham. A woman
He does.
supposedly doesn't know very well.
He doth protest too much, as they say. Brr. Ouch.
What were you doing last night around 1:15?
1:15? I believe I was still talking to that young American fellow, Mr. McQueen, the secretary of the man who was killed. We were in his compartment.
He was a friend or acquaintance of yours?
No, I never saw him before this journey. We'd hit it off at dinner, and the conversation continued into the early hours.
Until what time was that?
Until 1:45 or so. Then I retired to my room and went to sleep.
There is nothing you can recall last night that in any way struck you as suspicious?
It's nothing. A mere detail.
Allow me to be the judge.
Well, before returning to my room, I went to the lounge car to get a glass of water. When I was passing through the first-class corridor, I noticed that the door, which is just after your room, 201, was not quite closed, and the person who was inside peered out in a furtive sort of way. Then he closed the door quickly. I know there's nothing in that, but it was the furtive way it was done that caught my attention. Struck me as a bit odd.
I understand. Thank you for letting me know. Could you write down your address here, please?
My address? If you insist.
This man is right-handed. Is this e-cigarette liquid yours?
What flavor is it?
Banana.
Well,
Banana.
that's my flavor of choice. But I have no idea what it was doing there, whatever.
Can you explain how it ended up there?
I have no idea. I never entered the man's room, Poirot. That's the truth.
Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome.
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
Only two things it can do. It has an alibi. There's only two things left.
Captain Arbuthnot is the only passenger to smoke an e-cigarette. Even if this liquid in Ratchet's room is a solid clue, he has an alibi. I cannot accuse him without any other proof. That was easy. Adequate. Good. That was easy.
No, I don't have to talk to the doctor. Do I?
How is Mademoiselle Locke, Doctor?
Her vital signs are improving, but she is still unconscious.
I understand. Thank you for looking after her.
Oh yeah, she's there.
Pardon this intrusion, Mademoiselle Olsen, but something you told me earlier confuses me.
Oh, please, come in.
How can you be sure Mademoiselle Debenham was in bed all night?
As I told you, I am a very light sleeper. The slightest noise wakes me up. If Fraulein Debenham had gotten out of her bed, I would have heard her. I got up this morning around 8 a.m. She was sleeping soundly.
Are you certain you would have heard her?
Yes. Why are you asking?
I spoke to Mademoiselle Debenham, and she told me that she got up around 5 o'clock in the morning. She opened the door and looked down the corridor. It was then that she saw a woman in a
red kimono.
How do you explain that?
I think I must have been sleeping very soundly not to have heard it. Oh, but does that make me a suspect?
I am not accusing anyone, mademoiselle. Do not worry. I am just trying to determine what happened last night. Thank you for your testimony.
If it's not about it can be confirmed by another witness.
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
In the restaurant car, if I remember correctly, not the bar.
So, Poirot, I hope you are progressing in your investigation.
There is no trace of the murder weapon on the train, as yet. The killer could have hidden it anywhere.
It must be somewhere.
Indeed, as you say, it must be somewhere. According to Dr. Constantine's report, the stab wounds were made by at least one right-handed and one left-handed person, and with different strength.
We've met a lefty, yep.
Everyone I have checked is
right-handed.
It is impossible to draw any conclusions as yet. However, I still have a few people to interrogate, notably the Russian princess.
You still have many avenues to explore?
Indeed, the case is far from over, mon ami. I identified the person responsible for the bottle of liquid for the vape found at the crime scene.
So, this is our culprit? Do we hold him?
No, unfortunately, this bottle belongs to Captain Arbuthnot, but he has an alibi, confirmed by Monsieur McQueen for the time of the murder.
Monsieur Bouc, Monsieur Poirot.
Michel, calm down.
But it's Mrs. Aubert. She says she found the murder weapon in her room. She's very upset.
Let's go, Poirot.
Well, why can't I just follow? Alright, Mrs. Hubbard. Where does Mrs. Hubbard live? "204. No, be an idiot. There should be 2s, if I remember correctly. 205, so there should be 204.
I demand to be allowed to leave this train!
Madame, we are in the mountains.
Yeah, you ain't going anywhere.
Snowdrift.
Stating the obvious, there is a murderer among us. He had the audacity to hide his weapon in my room.
Please, Madame Aubert, take a deep breath and tell us what occurred. Where did you find the knife?
I wanted to get a handkerchief from my purse, and when I opened it, I saw it! A bloody knife! Am I next to be murdered?
I very much doubt the murderer would give you his weapon.
What do you mean?
Madame, he would have used it.
Oh, I haven't!
Did you touch the knife?
Of course not! What a question!
I will take that as a no. Is this knife the real murder weapon, or is it a red herring?
Hmm.
Mrs. Hubbard is distraught, Poirot. I should stay with her. Please go on without me.
I have every right to be distraught. Thank you, Mr. Book.
Okay, how am I proving the knife? Dr. Constantine is in 10 something. I think 104. Nope. 105. Yep.
Dr. Constantine, we may have found our murder weapon. We need to make certain.
There is a pretty quick way to be sure. I have estimated the depth of the wounds. You can easily find the depth of each wound by comparing the width. There are 5 of them that I am not sure about. Test them, and then we will compare our results.
I will do as you say, Doctor.
For each wound on the body, find the depth that could match the shape and check if it's the murder weapon.
I must admit I'm not right this time. Think, Poirot, that is not
For
a
each
good
wound on the
answer.
body, find the depth that can match the width.
No, not good. Think, Poirot, that is not a good answer.
The largest wound is 9 centimeters wide. Oh, okay.
No, not good. I'm right again.
Okay.
That happens to me a lot.
I didn't get big
What
enough.
do you think, Doctor? Is this knife really the murder weapon?
There can be no doubt. You found the same depths as the estimate I made during the preliminary autopsy. I can assure you that you hold in your hands the weapon that took Ratchet's life.
Thank you. I feel way better now.
The rest gave you time to sleep off most of the effects of the drug.
I'm still a bit groggy.
That's understandable.
Are you able to continue your story now?
Yes. Yes, I think so. Where was I?
You were explaining how you returned to the Armstrong house to tell them their poor little child was dead.
Yes, that's it. I felt helpless. My part in the case was officially over, but I knew I couldn't let it go. Daisy deserved justice. Two days later, I returned to the Armstrong house to tell them Daisy would be released soon for burial. I was angry with myself that I couldn't bring them better news. I wasn't prepared for more tragedy.
There's the cat.
Hello, Miss Moreau. I'm here to see Colonel Armstrong.
Good morning, Detective. Colonel Armstrong is upstairs. He isn't well.
Oh.
Good morning, Colonel Armstrong. Is your wife here?
Here? No, Sonia is not here.
Yes,
Always one
yeah.
step behind. She died of a miscarriage last night. My
What?
wife, Daisy, and our baby. My whole family is gone.
I'm so sorry. I came straight here this morning. I received word that you can arrange for Daisy to be returned to you for burial. I didn't know.
Well, then, now you don't have to come back. I can arrange for Daisy, my wife, and our unborn child to be buried all at once. Very efficient. Being a military man, I can appreciate efficiency.
I know how hard this must be for you.
No, you don't know. I don't want your sympathy. I want you to do your bloody job and catch the creature that did this.
I know you won't believe me, but I swear to you, I will find who did this. If it takes me to the far corners of the earth, I will find them.
Then go. Please go now. Go find them.
The house that once held the laughter of a child now feels so empty.
Where's the cat?
I'm not giving up. I'm a part of this case. Or the case is a part of me.
All units, hikers in the vicinity of the cabin where Daisy Armstrong was found spotted a pickup truck drive through the barricade tape and then head up the dirt road toward where the subject cabin is located. Any car nearby who can respond?
Unit 28, we can respond, but we're a ways away.
Dispatch, this is 11. I'm on it.
Copy that. 11, you good to go.
Copy that. Okay, there's the pickup. Let's see who ignored our barricade tape. 11 here. I'm at the cabin. Someone has broken in.
Are you requesting backup?
Not yet. I'm going to take a look around.
Copy that, 11.
An individual has entered a police-secured area. I have to stop him first. Footprints. A forensics evidence identification marker. Forensics had to go through this place with a fine-tooth comb. A forensics evidence identification marker. He's not here. 3/8/92. Oh, when the poor deer was killed. That's where I found Fluffy. Daisy's special toy. I hope we returned him to the family. Duct tape to silence Daisy's screams. Damn it, Daisy. I will find whoever did this to you. Forensics had to go through this place with a fine-tooth comb. Somebody ignored the barricade tape. An individual has entered a police-secured area. I have to stop him first.
What have I missed then?
Not really my style, but I'll take it. That's where I found Fluffy.
Two and two.
Forensics had to go through this place with a fine-tooth comb.
No, that's the edge of the gameplay.
Don't shoot, officer. I'm on your side.
Sir, keep your hands where I can see them.
Sure, no problem.
Sir, this is a crime scene. Who the hell are you?
I'm a reporter. Boston 6 News. You can get us on cable even here in the mountains.
They haven't heard of crime scene tape in a big city like Boston?
All right, that wasn't my best move. I got all excited. I didn't expect to find the place deserted. It was hard to resist.
You should have tried harder.
I'm placing you under arrest.
You should be thanking me. Look what you apparently missed and I found.
We'll get to that, but you're going to answer some questions first.
I'm more used to asking questions, but fire away.
Who are you exactly?
I'm Michael Clark, journalist for Boston 6 News. Off camera, but someday I'm going to be anchor. You just wait.
Do you have a way to prove that?
My press card's in my truck.
What are you doing here? You should know a crime scene is off limits.
I'm investigating the Daisy Armstrong kidnapping like you.
Does the pickup parked in front of the cabin belong to you?
Yes, indeed, it's mine.
I'll check. Show me your hands. I'm going to cuff you.
I'm sure we can work out a deal.
Put your hands in front of you.
Aren't you going to read me my rights?
You have the right to remain silent. I really wish you'd exercise that one. Dispatch, this is 11. I intercepted a suspicious individual at the crime scene. I'll check to determine how badly he's compromised it. Then I'm bringing him in.
Copy that, Detective Locke.
Yes! I knew I could do it. I can always use safecracking as a career move. There. Now let's see what secrets you're hiding. What the hell is that gas can doing here? The cap's been damaged, and some gasoline has leaked out.
Oops, no, don't press any button.
This blueprint. It looks like the bomb in the cabin. The kidnapper built the bomb here.
That's even worse. Oh god, so you've got three different things.
Now what? I have to turn the power back on to open this magnetic door. No, doesn't work. This bunker looks like it's as old as the cabin. Everything is falling apart. Let there be light. Perfect, it works. February 24th, the day of the kidnapping. They knew about the party and everything.
Oh god. Right, so open the safe. It's a
No, that didn't work.
no, 4-digit code.
February 24th, the day of the kidnapping. They knew about the party and everything.
Okay, 224. Oh.
This bunker looks like it's as old as the cabin. Everything is falling apart. Help yourself, Joanna. You earned it.
Ah.
Yes! I knew I could do it. I can always use safecracking as a career move. An expensive-looking pen with the initials JM? What's its story? It's Daisy's hair clip, the same as the picture I saw at the Armstrong house. That looks like a hair caught in the band around the money. Forensics will tell me for sure, but that doesn't look like Daisy's color. These get locked up again until forensics get here. I'll secure the bunker for forensics. Progress at last. Telephoto lens. Not so surprising for a journalist. Candid photos of the entire Armstrong family. A reporter just doing his job. Or something else? The glove compartment is closed. Clark's press card, and the phone number of the newspaper is on it. Ah, good. I can give them a call.
Touch the key.
Car keys in the sun visor. A classic hiding place. At least on TV. Clerk's driver's license seems to be in order. The vehicle registration is not in the name of Michael Clark or a rental company.
One 617 61348 something. So 61761 then 4. Three, 487, do you reckon that is? Three, 4, 8. So that looks like a 7 based on that 7. 3, 4, 8, 7. Alright, sorry.
Hey, I'm a pretty good detective after all. Hi, I'm Detective Joanna Locke, Berkshire Police. I'd like to speak to an editor, please.
One moment, please. Hello, Detective Locke? This is Abby Wilson. I'm a senior editor. What can I do for you?
Does a man named Michael Clark work for you?
Yes, he does. Why?
When was the last time you heard from him?
Oh, it's been at least 7 or 8 months. That's not unusual.
He works in the field?
Yes, Michael Clark is what we call a stringer. He works as a freelancer, comes up with a story we can use, we pay him, and we don't hear from him again for several months.
What kind of stories does Mr. Clark write?
Mr. Clark is an investigative reporter, mostly crime stories, to tell you the truth. He comes up with some pretty macabre stuff some of the time. Is there a problem? Or a story?
Do you remember what the last case he investigated was?
It was a murder case. The victim was a millionaire named James Miller. He was called the Frozen Fish King of Gloucester, Massachusetts. His body turned up in one of his nets. Or, rather, most of it did.
Ah, well, thank you, Ms. Wilson. You've been a great help to me.
Pleasure. I hope he's not in trouble. He can be a little pushy, but he's a good guy overall. So what's he working on now, Detective? Are you sitting on a story?
Thanks again. I don't need to talk to the suspect right now.
What do I need to do then? Oh, I can look at this now. I couldn't look at that earlier.
The gas can I found in the bunker would match this outline perfectly. Okay, time for forensics to attack that bunker. And Clark? He's too sure of himself. I need to get him into an interrogation room and find out what really makes him tick.
I know my rights. You can't keep somebody locked up in a car like this, you know. You wouldn't do it if I was a dog. Do they have bathrooms at the station? I have the right to make a phone call, Detective whatever your name is.
That phone is an outside line.
Hello, boss. It's Michael Clark. I'm still on the Armstrong kidnap, but there's a small problem. I got caught being someplace I shouldn't be. I'm at the police station. No, I'm not under arrest. Just questioning. Fire me. Why? The station's integrity? You're kidding me, right? If you think I've screwed up that badly, then fire me. Got that? Fire me. Yes, do it.
That didn't go well.
I think I got my point across. What happens now?
Go ahead. Then we'll have a chat. I've earned a gold mustache. Now that we've taken your DNA, we can begin. Interview of suspect Michael Clark, 6 p.m., March 30th, 2019. This interview is being recorded.
By elves behind the mirror, no doubt?
You were arrested at a crime scene where you damaged police barricade tape.
I'll pay for a new roll.
That's a Class A misdemeanor, and it carries a $500 fine.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
To begin with, where were you on the night Daisy Armstrong was kidnapped?
I was watching TV in my motel room, but I had my police scanner on. I heard the first reports that the little girl was missing. No way the police at the scene were going to let me get close. I set my alarm so I could get on the story first thing in the morning and tried to sleep. It was difficult.
Can anybody confirm where you were?
No, afraid not. I was alone and sleepless. A sad combination. And I realized a bad alibi.
Let's move on to the gas cans and what we found in your pockets when you were brought in here today.
That sounds exciting.
How did you know there was a bunker at the end of the property?
How did your forensic team miss it?
They were concentrated on the cabin. It was pitch black out there.
Small-town cops with small-town minds. I'm sorry, that was unkind. You know, I'm a bit like you. My job is to find something a news program's viewers want to see. You do it for justice. I do it for money. I just have more flair than you.
I know you're lying, Mr. Clark. I followed your footprints from the cabin, and they led directly to the bunker. It was very well hidden. You had to know it was there.
Think whatever you want, Detective.
Let's start with why you went to the cabin.
If the police were interested in it, I was interested in it.
How did you find the cabin?
Police radio. I heard the forensic team getting directions. Then, when they finally left the scene late this morning, I jumped in my pickup and hurried on up the mountain.
You tore the tape at the entrance to the property and stomped all over the house. This constitutes a serious violation of a crime scene, Mr. Clark.
I'm aware of that. I'm sorry. I'll pay the fine. But I got carried away. It isn't often I get a crime scene all to myself.
He's enjoying himself. I need to throw him off balance somehow. Surprise him into making an error. Explain to me again how you got to the crime scene.
I listened in on the police radio frequency. Anybody can do it with a scanner. I headed for the crime scene in my trusty pickup, like I've done for years. After the forensic team left, I needed to see the crime scene for myself. I got to the bunker just before you arrived.
You said you've been driving that pickup for years?
You heard right. Thanks to it, I never miss a story.
You say you've been using your pickup for years, but the title certificate is not in your name. The truck belongs to somebody named Stephen Baker.
Okay, I don't get why the pickup is so important to you, but I guess my ego made me say that. Yeah, the pickup was lent to me by a friend. I couldn't afford it even with a loan.
I think you stole it, Mr. Clark. You needed a pickup like that for our mountain roads, so you stole that one.
Try proving it. But while you run off on some wild goose chase, you can't hold me.
You say you're a journalist, a stringer for Channel 6 News in Boston.
I sell my stuff to lots of media outlets.
Your camera was in your pickup. You didn't want to take pictures of the crime scene?
I like to get the lay of the land. Once I see the story I want to tell, then I start documenting it.
I don't know any journalist who works a case without their camera close at hand. He thinks he's invincible. I need to play his ego. That's the key. What are you doing in the Berkshires? And what is your connection to the Armstrong case?
For the past few months, I've been working on a big case. Boston 6 News was looking forward to my next story. The Armstrongs have been on my list of potential targets for a long time. I changed gears when Daisy was kidnapped and started investigating the Armstrongs.
I don't see anything that proves he's lying. Where's a lie detector when you need one? It won't be easy to prove he's lying. Find some evidence. So you just stumbled on a major kidnapping story during your stay in the Berkshires?
Yeah, I was researching PCBs in the river for crying out loud. Then, wow, the Armstrongs. That's not a Science Sunday report. That's a lead. Sometimes you just get lucky.
I called Boston 6 News. Your editor said she hadn't talked to you in a long time. If you're working on the Armstrong case, why haven't you submitted anything during the last month?
When the kidnapping occurred, I realized it was a golden opportunity. Forget intimate photos of the rich and famous. Here was a story that just dropped into my lap. I was about to turn in my first notes when I overheard the discovery of the cabin, and I was right. No other journalist got there ahead of me. Then you had to turn up. I need to get out of here and write my copy.
That sounds plausible. He's on the spot when a big story erupts and he goes after it. Your camera in the pickup. There were photos of Daisy from before she was kidnapped.
The Armstrongs are a famous family like the Kennedys or Hollywood couples. Gossip sites love them. People want to see how they live. I started out just stealing candid shots. Paparazzi live on getting that one exclusive shot. Steamy, intimate, whatever. Then when the kidnapping happened, I realized I was here first. What an opportunity. And I jumped at it.
You have an answer for everything.
You're not very good at this, are you? How long have you been on the job?
Long enough to put you away for life. If you killed that little girl.
I know that Clark is lying. I need to reconstruct the whole sequence of events in order to understand what happened.
Oh. Right.
Score. 1 for the good guys.
I'll tell you what really happened. You waited until forensics left and arrived in your probably stolen pickup. You grabbed a can of gasoline from your truck. You then went into the cabin to check if Daisy had been found. You then went straight to the bunker to see if it had been discovered, planning to set it on fire and destroy all the evidence inside. Before you could start the fire, you heard me arrive. So you hastily left your gas can and closed the hatch. You didn't think I could open the bunker. If I hadn't found you, I expect you would have burned down the cabin too.
I'm not going to make fun of you, Detective, or how you handled my interrogation. You're obviously very new at this. I swear I'm telling the truth. I didn't know the bunker was there until the moment you showed up. I seem to have trumped your entire police force.
When I get the DNA results from the bunker, we'll continue this conversation.
You have no concrete evidence against me whatsoever.
The lab results will be in soon. You won't get away with this. See that call? That's your arrest warrant and a one-way ticket to prison. I'll be right back. Hello, sir. I think I found the man who kidnapped Daisy Armstrong. I'm interrogating him now.
Hold on, Detective Locke. I have some bad news. Someone set fire to the cabin in the bunker. The fire department is on the scene, but they say it's too late.
That's impossible. My suspect has been in the interrogation room with me all evening.
We can't hold him. Suzanne Moreau. Her fingerprints are on the wine bottle found in the cabin. We also found an unknown person's fingerprints, but they don't match your suspects.
Sir, with all due respect, I'm convinced Michael Clark is involved.
Detective, I'm cutting you some slack already. But we cannot hold your suspect simply because you're convinced he's guilty. We have evidence that Suzanne was working with an accomplice, Noah Garrity. I order you to release the reporter and arrest this Moreau.
Let me just check my last lead. The DNA analysis of the hair found in the bunker safe. The results just came in.
I know how hard this is. Okay. Get the DNA results. Detective Locke, I will give you 1 hour maximum. Then you close the file and arrest Suzanne Moreau.
Thank you, sir.
This is all a game to him, and he doesn't expect to lose. An extra computer so I don't have to go all the way out to my desk. I'll add these to the file. Anything that will erase Clark's smile. The only comfortable chair in the whole station. But there's no time to rest. Case files. A lot of them for our tiny town. An extra computer so I don't have to go all the way out to my desk. Who did you call earlier?
An editor from the Boston 6 News.
An editor you repeatedly said should fire you. That was your accomplice, wasn't it? You were telling him to start the fire.
An accomplice?
I know it was Noah you called.
I'm saying nothing more without the presence of my lawyer.
Stay right where you are. I'm not done with you yet.
Wow. Do I hear grounds for a lawsuit?
Some poor innocent woman is being accused instead of you. You set her up, didn't you?
You have to let me go, Detective.
All I need is one more phone call to the lab. I know it's you, and I'm going to prove it. Hello, this is Joanna Locke. I need the results of the DNA test I asked you for.
Hi, Detective. Sorry, we only have the DNA sequence. We haven't had time to compare it with the suspects yet. It'll take 7 more hours. I'm sorry, but you are not the only one on the waiting list.
Send your analysis to my computer in the office. I'll do the comparison myself.
I need authorization.
I have a murderer who is going to walk free unless I get those results now.
Fine, we'll send it to you right away, but I'll have to log this.
It's my last chance.
Okay, evidence number 1 for unknown hair found in the crime scene. Unknown DNA at the cabin. Okay. So if we're going to assume this at the moment, we're looking for TGC ATA. I think. So can we find a TTC? Oh yeah, TTC 88, TTCG 80. No. ATA GCC, ATA. Unfortunately, we've got to look at this one. TTA CCA. TTA CCA. This one there. GTA GTA. Okay. ATC GGC ATC. Oh, bugger.
Suzanne? I don't understand. I was sure it would be Clark's hair. I'll have to let him go. You can leave.
Sorry it didn't work out for you, Detective. Maybe you should consider a career change.
We are not done.
Oh, but we are, my dear. We are done.
I had no choice but to return to the Armstrong house to arrest Suzanne Moreau. The arrest warrant for Suzanne Moreau. Suzanne was set up by Clark and Noah. They are the kidnappers, but I'm not giving up. When Suzanne comes up for trial, I will fight for her defense. But for now, the district attorney is in charge. If I want to stay a detective, he always has the last word. The door is wide open. How strange.
I got a feeling.
Hey, is anyone there? Miss
Suzanne
Moreau?
has killed herself.
Miss Moreau? This is Detective Locke. Miss Moreau, can you hear me? It's me, Detective Locke. You must get up now. Miss Moreau? Miss Moreau, can you hear me?
Suzanne Moreau is dead. There are no traces of blows or injuries on her body. She doesn't seem to have defended herself from anyone. It appears Suzanne killed herself by ingesting all these drugs. Suzanne's diary is missing. Suzanne was telling the truth about her mother. She must have realized at last how she'd been used. The death of her mother would have been an additional shock, and the self-righteous court of social media was as quick as usual to try and convict her. She must have realized at last the death of her mother would have, and the self-righteous court.
Oh.
The glasses are missing.
Let's go get some food. I see it's gone.
I called the district attorney to inform him.
This is Detective Locke, sir. I'm at the Armstrong house.
Have you arrested Suzanne Moreau?
She's dead, sir. Apparent suicide, but I need a forensics team.
She killed herself out of remorse for her part in the crime.
We don't know that yet. I'm calling forensics now, but I wanted you to know.
What a mess. Stay on site until forensics arrive.
Yes, sir. Standing by.
The investigation was officially closed. I was certain that she was innocent, and Clark had been responsible for 4 deaths and then vanished into thin air. With $1 million. Dollars marked, though, and not easily spent. I didn't care if the case was officially closed.
I swore, Mr. Poirot, whatever it took, I would hunt him down. I waited for the forensics team, then went into the station to write my report. I was officially off the case.
Thank you, mademoiselle. That obviously cannot be the completion of your story. If I might ask a question?
Of course.
Suzanne Moreau's boyfriend, the one who manipulated her and burned down the cabin, this was Ratchet?
No, he was an accomplice. Clark, the phony journalist, was the leader.
Michael Clark, the reporter, he was Ratchet?
Absolutely. I was the only law enforcement official to question Clark. I knew this wasn't his first kidnapping.
You looked for similar cases. What do you Americans call the MMOs?
Means, motive, and opportunity. Yes, I looked for someone in plain sight. Someone on the edge of a kidnapping case. Someone in plain view, keeping track of the investigations. An innocent witness, a concerned neighbor, even another reporter.
And eventually you found a name behind an alias.
Yes, I found a name. Cassetti, the real name. The real name of the man you call Ratchet is Cassetti.
This explains much, mademoiselle, but not all.
It explains why she is our #1 suspect.
But not how she came to be on this train. Attends, she has grown pale.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Excuse me, Mr. Poirot. I don't feel very well.
You are exhausted and still feeling the effects of the drug. Stay with us, mademoiselle. One more effort. I need to know your recent movements.
I snuck aboard the train.
This I observed. You came directly to this room?
Yes. Yes, and other than a couple of careful trips to the ladies yesterday, I never left this room. I didn't want to be spotted by Ratchet. Yesterday, I chatted with my roommate, Miss Schmidt, I think, here in our room. She brought me some dinner. I got very sleepy and nodded off.
And now she nods off again. Is this a joke? She must be faking so we can't interrogate her further, Poirot.
No, Book. She really seems to have fallen asleep again. It is my fault. She must have been given a dangerous dose of sleeping pills last night. The effects should wear off soon, I hope, but I am afraid asking her to tell us her story was too much for her.
Pinch her, Poirot. She's faking.
Her eyes are dilated. She is not faking, and there will be no pinching. Dr. Constantine, please stay with her. Monsieur Bouc, ask the other passengers to gather in the dining car. There are still many questions I need to ask.
But all of them together? Won't someone overhear you questioning the others?
I will speak softly because I am trained to do so. They will speak softly because they want to.
Very well. I will do as you say.
Alright, I am saving here and going for some food because I am the hungry. No, I must touch this thing. God,